Hello guys, it's Teenage Marvel Fan, back with another video, and in this video I'll be doing another action figure review for the Marvel Legends series, Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man figure. So I got this from Target because it was on sale, and yeah, so I decided to pick it up because, it's on sale, so why not? Before we take a look at the figure, let's take a look at the packaging. So of course the Build-A-Figure for this series is the Molten Man. We got the warning right there. The nice spot varnish Spider-Man logo right there. That's cool. The Legends series logo. A window box clearly displaying the figure. The Spider-Man Far From Home logo. The name of the character right here. The Hasbro logo. Here's some artwork on the side. Same thing on the other side. Now let's take a look at the back. We have another nice action shot of Spider-Man from Far From Home. And then a brief description here. Pause the video now if you want to read that. And then we have a look at all the other figures in the wave. And this figure does not come with any Build-A-Figure pieces. The only other figure in the wave that I have is Mysterio. And I have made a review for him. So go ahead and check that out when you have the time. And yeah, I might pick up the stealth suit at some point, or Night Monkey, but I don't know about that, because I don't really need to build the Molten Man Build-A-Figure. Of course, we've got our warnings here. And then here is a look at the bottom with the UPC. Actually, it's covered up, but you can see here how I got it on sale for $13.96. That's pretty good deal. And then of course all that other legal mumbo jumbo. So without further ado, let's break this thing out of the packaging and take a closer look. Alright, and now we have Spider-Man out of the packaging. So before we take a look at the figure, let's take a look at his accessories. So as I mentioned earlier, this figure does not include any Build-A-Figure pieces, but he does come included with a set of alternate hands. So one thwipping web hand, and then one closed, like almost fisted hand, but you can also hold stuff in it. So the hands that are already equipped on here are the same things, just one on each, and you can easily switch out the hands. All you have to do is just twist one off, and then let's say you want the other thwipping hand, so then you just peg it in, put a little muscle into it, of course, and then you have your new set of hands. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, so let's take a look at the details on this figure first. So starting off with the head sculpt. Well, actually, like on the whole body, like all the red, you may notice how like he has the webbing pattern. But on past MCU Spider-Man figures, they would have gone in and done black for the webbing pattern. But this is the one MCU Spider-Man figure where they didn't do that. And, that's unfortunate. I've seen some people take, like one of those paint pens and, do it in themselves so that it looks like the black webbing. But I think I'm going to keep mine like it is, because I'm fine with it like this. Also, most people are saying that the red makes it look, like the color red makes it look like a cheap plastic toy. Which it is, but, honestly, I'm okay with this shade of red. The figure for Homecoming, the red was, really dark, and I really didn't care for that. So, I'm actually liking it, this shade of red. So, yeah. And then on the eyes, you do have the detail on the eyes that makes it look like it has the posability, like in the movies, how he can actually blink with the mask on, and that's a really cool feature. You got the nose kind of sculpted in there, still got that webbing pattern all across the head, and then while we're on the back, we got the torso here, with the white spider logo here. There is some red seeping through here on the back, because the figure was cast in red plastic, and then this blackish dark blue was painted over it, so there is some red seeping through there because they probably needed to put a couple extra coats of paint there, but you can see the red there a little bit bleeding through. And then on the front, you've got the smaller version of the spider logo. And something that I actually didn't notice before is that there's a white outline for the spider. And I think they did that really nicely because, like, especially on the legs, you can see how it's outlined in white, but you can still see how there's black in there too. So that's really cool to see. And then, of course, you've got the webbing pattern going over his abs. And this part here, it's almost like a belt, kind of, but not really. And then in the arms, in this dark bluish black color, like on the whole body, it's got almost like this scaly looking pattern on it, so that's interesting. A little bit of red smudge on here, just some QC quality control issues. And then one thing I really like is how they actually painted on the joint here. See, so they have the joint there for the articulation, and usually they don't paint over that, but because it's like one continuous stripe, they did do it, so that's really cool. And then on the hands, you've got that same scaly pattern, and then you've got the fingers for the thwipping motion. And then the legs, got that same scale pattern, and then the red boots, or feet, shoes, whatever. And you've got the legal stuff on the bottom, because gotta have that. And yeah, so I'm liking the design of this. This is based off of the original Spider-Man design. I definitely prefer his blue suit, red and blue suit, but this is still a cool suit to have. So let's go over articulation. So the head can move 360 degrees. You get a little bit up, a little bit forward. Then you do have side-to-side pivot. And let's see, for the arms, you can go like that all the way around. You can go out. He does have a swivel at the bicep joint, but hinge at the elbow, and it does go past 90 degrees because it is double jointed. And then you do have a swivel at the wrist and a bend there as well. So that's the arm articulation. Just gotta do that. Then for torso articulation, you do have the ab crunch. He goes that far forward and that far back. So if you want, Spider-Man can break his back. I don't know why you would want to do that, but he can. And also you've got the swivel at the waist. And then for the legs, you can go that far forward. Not really back at all. He can do the splits, so that's always good if you want to make Spider-Man a cheerleader. And then you've got the swivel at the thigh, bend at the knee, double jointed, and then you've got some up and down hinging for the feet, and of course, ankle pivot, which is always good to have, even though it looks like they're breaking their ankle. But, you know, why not? When you have superheroes, you gotta have some injuries at some point, so that's always great for that. So before I end off the video, I would like to do some comparisons. First off, the only other MCU Spider-Man figure I have, the basic $10 Spider-Man Homecoming figure. So of course the Marvel Legends one is taller because this is the basic one, so it's cheaper made, and it's shorter, around 5 inches, I think. Well, probably like 5.5, something like that, I don't know. But then here's another basic figure, Molten Man, who's from Far From Home. Once again, the height difference there. Then you've got Shocker from Spider-Man Homecoming, because I want to show off these villains in comparison with Spider-Man. I believe these two are about the same height. Spider-Man might be a little bit taller, but not by much. Now into the Legends figures, we have Vulture. Now Vulture is way taller than Spider-Man, and you know, that makes sense because, you know, Spider-Man's a teenager, and Vulture is not. So of course he's taller. And then we have Mysterio, who's only a little bit taller, because this Mysterio figure is very short for a Mysterio figure and should be a lot taller. It should be about the same height as Vulture. But I like the way these two look together, and you can get in some cool fighting poses and battle scenes, and like you can, like what I did with the thumbnail, that took me like 10 minutes to do, and it wasn't even really a good pose, but, you know, I tried. Like, I don't have any flight stands or any kind of stands, so it's kind of hard to do cool poses, so I kind of just have them, like, standing like this, like, pew pew, shooting the spider webs, because, yeah. So, overall, this is a very good figure. I give it probably an 8 out of 10, because, you know, I do have some quality control issues with the paint smudges, but other than that, it's a really great figure. It scales well with the other figures. You know, I do wish that maybe it had an unmasked Peter Parker, Tom Holland head sculpt, or at least some kind of web accessory. But other than that, it is a really good figure, and I like the design of it. And this is actually my first Legends Spider-Man figure, so I'm really happy to have a Spider-Man in scale with my Legends figures, because using this basic one wasn't working out too well. But that's going to have to do it for this video. Post your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you have this figure? What do you think of it? Or if you don't have this figure, did this review make you want to have this figure? So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next video, so I can bestow all Marvel knowledge upon you.